Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to English Legend. Today we will learn English through the history of football. This story will help you improve your English while learning something important from the past. Football is one of the most popular sports in the world. Millions of people play it, watch it, and love it. But do you know how football began? Where did it start? How did it become the game we know today? Today we will explore the exciting journey of football from the past to the present. Football is a very old game. People have played football-like games for thousands of years. In ancient times, many cultures had games with balls. For example, in China, there was a game called Kuju around 200 BC. People used a leather ball and kicked it into a small net. This game was played by soldiers to train their skills. Kuju is considered one of the oldest forms of football. Similarly, in Japan, there was a game called Kamari, which started around the 7th century. People would kick a ball to each other without letting it fall on the ground. It was more like a show of skill than a competition. Even in ancient Greece and Rome, children and adults played games with balls, running, kicking, and passing, very similar to football. However, modern football started in England. England is often called the home of football. In the early Middle Ages, people played football in villages. But it was very different from today. It was a rough and dangerous game. There were no rules. People would use hands and feet, and sometimes hundreds of people played at the same time. The ball could be kicked, thrown, or carried, and the game was often violent. Streets and fields were filled with players, and injuries were common. But despite this, football became very popular among common people. It was fun, exciting, and brought communities together. In the 19th century, things began to change. Schools and universities started to create rules to make football safer and more organized. The first schools to play football with rules were in England, like Eton, Harrow, and Rugby School. Each school had its own set of rules, so the game was different from place to place. Some schools allowed players to use their hands, while others only allowed kicking. This caused confusion when teams from different schools wanted to play together. To solve this problem, in 1863, something very important happened. The Football Association, also called the FA, was formed in England. The FA made a standard set of rules for football. These rules became the foundation of modern football. For example, the FA decided that players could only use their feet and not their hands. The use of a round ball was also decided. The number of players on each team was set to 11. The field size, goal size, and other rules were also standardized. This was a turning point in football history. From that time, football became a game that could be played fairly between different teams. Football quickly became very popular in England. People from all walks of life started playing the game. Clubs were created in towns and cities. The first football clubs were formed by workers, students, and even churches. These clubs played matches against each other, and soon football competitions began. One of the first competitions was the FA Cup, which started in 1871. This tournament gave players and clubs a chance to show their skills and win prizes. It also helped football grow faster because people loved to watch exciting matches. As football grew in England, it also began to spread to other countries. British sailors, traders, and workers introduced football to Europe, South America, and Asia. By the end of the 19th century, football clubs were being formed in countries like France, Italy, Spain, and Argentina. Football started to become a truly global game. It was easy to play, required minimal equipment, and could bring people together. The simplicity and excitement of football made it loved everywhere. One of the most interesting parts of football history is how the game created rules for fairness and teamwork. Football is not just about scoring goals. It is about working together, respecting opponents, and following rules. These ideas came from England and spread worldwide. Football taught people important lessons about life, such as patience, discipline, and cooperation. Even in small villages, people learned to work as a team, pass the ball, and respect their teammates. This is why football is more than just a game. It is a teacher of life skills. Football also became a symbol of national pride. Countries started to organize national teams to play against each other. The first international football match was played in 1872 between England and Scotland. The match ended in a 0-0 draw, but it showed that football could bring nations together peacefully. Later, international competitions like the World Cup were created, allowing countries from all continents to compete. Football became a way for people to celebrate their culture and unity while enjoying a thrilling sport. Another important aspect of football history is the role of fans. Fans are the heart of football. From the early days in England to modern stadiums around the world, fans have supported their teams passionately. They sing songs, wave flags, and celebrate victories. Football fans create a special atmosphere that makes matches exciting. The love of fans helped football grow faster than almost any other sport. Without fans, football would not have become the global phenomenon it is today. In summary, football began as simple ball games in ancient cultures, but it evolved into the organized sport we know now thanks to England in the 19th century. Clubs, competitions, and rules made football fair and enjoyable. The spread of football worldwide taught people about teamwork, respect, and national pride. Football is more than a sport. It is a story of human connection, passion, and history. And here is an important message for you, my dear friends. Learning English through stories like football can be fun. You can learn new words like teamwork, competition, goal, and fans. You can also learn how people lived in the past and how sports connected the world. Every story has lessons, and football teaches us to work together, follow rules, and enjoy life. So, my friends, remember that history is not only about old events. It is about people, ideas, and lessons that we can use today. Football is one of those stories that shows how a simple game can unite countries, teach values, and inspire millions. Keep listening, keep learning, and enjoy English through stories that are interesting and motivating. As football continued to grow in England, it did not stay there for long. People in other countries saw the excitement of this game and wanted to play it too. British sailors, traders, and teachers helped spread football to many parts of Europe, South America, and even Asia. In countries like France, Italy, and Spain, football became very popular in schools and small towns. Soon, local clubs were formed, and matches were organized. Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay in South America also embraced football quickly. British immigrants in these countries introduced the game, and the people loved it immediately. Football became more than just a pastime. It became a part of people's lives. In 1904, something very important happened. The Fédération Internationale de Football Association, or FIFA, was created. FIFA was formed to manage football worldwide and to make rules for international competitions. With FIFA, football now had an organization to ensure fairness, safety, and proper competitions. It also helped countries communicate and organize matches easily. FIFA's creation marked the beginning of football as a truly global sport. Soon, countries started organizing national teams, and international matches became exciting events. One of the most famous events in football history is the World Cup. The World Cup is the biggest football tournament in the world. It started in 1930, organized by FIFA, and was held in Uruguay. 13 countries participated in the first World Cup. Uruguay won the tournament, becoming the first World Cup champions. The World Cup gave football a new level of fame. Every 4 years, people from all over the world watch their favorite teams compete. Football stars are celebrated, and fans show their love with passion and energy. The World Cup is not just a sports event. It is a global festival that unites people, cultures, and nations. Football also produced many legendary players who inspired generations. Players like Pelé from Brazil became symbols of talent, hard work, and determination. Pelé's skill, speed, and creativity amazed fans worldwide. He won 3 World Cups and scored more than 1,000 goals in his career. Other famous players like Diego Maradona, Johan Cruyff, and George Best also left their marks on football history. These players were not only athletes but also teachers for young fans. They showed the importance of dedication, teamwork, and love for the game. In Europe, clubs became very important. Teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, and Liverpool grew in popularity. Club competitions like the English Premier League and Spain's La Liga started attracting huge audiences. Matches between famous clubs became legendary events. Fans filled stadiums, and television helped millions watch games from their homes. Football was no longer just a local game. It became entertainment, culture, and passion for millions worldwide. Another important part of football history is women's football. Although men's football became popular first, women also loved the game. Women played football in England in the early 20th century, but it faced many challenges. For example, in 1921, The English Football Association banned women from playing on official fields. However, women did not give up. They played in small towns, schools, and unofficial tournaments. Over time, women's football grew stronger. In 1991, the first Women's World Cup was held. Today, women's football is celebrated around the world, with talented players, professional clubs, and passionate fans. Women's football teaches us the value of perseverance and equality. Football has always been more than just a game. It reflects culture, society, and history. For example, in South America, football is a way of life. Countries like Brazil and Argentina celebrate football as part of their identity. Children grow up dreaming of playing in big stadiums. In Europe, football clubs are often part of local communities. Families, schools, and friends come together to watch matches and support their teams. Football can also bring peace during difficult times. After wars or crises, football matches help people smile, hope, and unite. The game shows that even a simple sport can have a strong social and cultural impact. Learning English through football is very helpful. Football stories use simple words like goal, team, match, score, win, and lose. You can read about famous matches, players, and tournaments to improve vocabulary. For example, when you say, Pelé scored a goal, you practice simple past tense. When you say, the team is playing very well, you learn present continuous tense. Stories of football also teach lessons about teamwork, hard work, and dedication. Every player practices for hours to become better. They face challenges, losses, and victories. These stories inspire us to work hard in life too. The history of football also teaches important life lessons. One lesson is teamwork. A single player cannot win a match alone. Every team member must work together, pass the ball, and support each other. Another lesson is discipline. Football requires practice, rules, and respect. Players learn to control their emotions, follow instructions, and respect opponents. Football also teaches perseverance. Sometimes a team loses, but they continue to play, improve, and try again. These lessons are useful not only in sports but also in life. Football continues to grow even today. New leagues, tournaments, and competitions are created every year. Fans around the world watch matches on television, computers, and phones. Social media allows fans to follow their favorite players, teams, and matches easily. Football is no longer just a sport. It is entertainment, business, and a way to connect with others. Many young people dream of becoming professional players. They join local clubs, attend training sessions, and watch videos to learn new skills. Football inspires passion, hope, and dreams. Now let us reflect on something very important. Football started as a simple game in villages and schools. Over time, it became the most popular sport in the world. People from every country, age, and background can play it. Football connects us, teaches values, and creates memories. Every match, goal, and tournament has a story. By learning about football, we also learn about history, culture, and life lessons. Stories of football are stories of people, passion, and dedication. So, my dear friends, when you watch a football match, remember that it is more than just a game. It is a story of courage, teamwork, and love for the sport. You can also learn English from football stories by practicing new words, reading about players, and listening to matches. Football shows us that learning can be fun, and stories can teach us lessons for life. Always remember that every challenge can be overcome with practice, patience, and teamwork. Football inspires us to dream, work hard, and never give up. As we move forward in the history of football, we see how the game continued to grow and change in the 20th and 21st centuries. Football became more organized, professional, and exciting. New leagues, clubs, and tournaments were created, and millions of fans around the world followed every match with passion. Football was no longer only a pastime. It became a profession, a culture, and a global language that everyone could understand. One of the most exciting aspects of modern football is the World Cup. Since the first World Cup in 1930, the tournament has become the biggest sporting event in the world. Countries from all continents compete, and the matches are watched by billions of people. Legendary stories emerged from these tournaments. For example, in 1958, a young Brazilian player named Pelé amazed the world. At only 17 years old, he helped Brazil win the World Cup with his incredible skill and talent. People remembered his speed, creativity, and the joy he brought to the game. Stories like these inspire young players to practice hard and follow their dreams. Another unforgettable moment in football history is Diego Maradona's Hand of God goal in 1986. Maradona played for Argentina in the World Cup against England. He scored a goal with his hand, which the referee did not see, and Argentina won the match. Later, he also scored a brilliant goal, running past several players, showing his amazing skill. This event shows that football is full of surprises, creativity, and sometimes controversy. It also teaches us that even great players make mistakes, and that every action in life has consequences. Football is also famous for club competitions. Clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Bayern Munich, and Juventus have long histories and many fans worldwide. These clubs compete in national leagues and international tournaments, such as the UEFA Champions League. Every season, players and teams compete to win trophies, and fans celebrate with joy. Club football teaches teamwork, strategy, and discipline. Coaches plan tactics, players practice daily, and everyone works together to achieve their goals. Watching these matches can also improve English. You can learn words like pass, tackle, defend, attack, goalkeeper, and substitute. In addition to professional football, local and school football is very important. Many players start in small clubs, school teams, or community tournaments. Children learn basic skills, rules, and teamwork from a young age. Grassroots football is the foundation of professional football. Without local clubs, famous players like Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo could not have become stars. Grassroots football also teaches important lessons about discipline, patience, and practice. Every pass, shot, and dribble is a step toward improvement. Football has also adapted to modern technology. Today, matches are watched on television, online streaming, and social media. Video assistant referee (VR) technology helps referees make fair decisions. Advanced equipment, training methods, and analysis tools improve player performance. Technology has changed how football is played, coached, and enjoyed. Fans can follow their favorite teams, watch live matches, and even learn English by listening to commentators. Simple sentences like, "He passes the ball," or "The team is attacking," help English learners understand grammar and vocabulary naturally. One interesting aspect of football is how it brings people together. Fans of different countries, ages, and cultures unite for the love of the game. Football stadiums become places of joy, excitement, and emotion. National pride is displayed in songs, flags, and celebrations. Football has also played a role in social change. In some countries, football helped fight racism, promote equality, and bring communities together. Famous players like Marcus Rashford and Megan Rapinoe use football to raise awareness about social issues. Football shows us that sports can inspire positive change in society. Football is not only about skill and strategy, it is also about character. Great players show values such as honesty, respect, and courage. For example, players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are admired not only for their talent, but also for their dedication and humility. Coaches teach players to work hard, stay focused, and respect opponents. Football teaches important life lessons. Losing a match teaches patience and resilience. Winning teaches humility and gratitude. Every player and fan learns from both victory and defeat. Another remarkable aspect of modern football is international tournaments outside the World Cup. Competitions like the UEFA European Championship, Copa America, African Cup of Nations, and Asian Cup allow countries to showcase talent and passion. These tournaments create unforgettable stories, like Italy winning the 2006 World Cup in a dramatic final against France, or Spain dominating European football in 2008 to 2012. Each match teaches fans about teamwork, strategy, and sportsmanship. Watching these events in English also improves vocabulary and comprehension skills. Phrases like "the team is leading 2-0," or "he scored an amazing goal" are simple and useful for learners. Football has also influenced culture worldwide. Movies, books, songs, and art often celebrate football. Children dream of becoming professional players. Families and friends gather to watch matches. Football is part of holidays, festivals, and celebrations. The game teaches patience, cooperation, and love for the sport. It also creates a sense of belonging. Fans support their teams through victories and defeats, learning loyalty and community. Football connects generations, from grandparents who played decades ago to children learning the game today. Now let us reflect on the lessons from football history. Football teaches us that success comes from practice, teamwork, and dedication. No player can achieve greatness alone. Clubs and national teams show that cooperation, strategy, and support are key. Football also teaches respect. Players and fans learn to respect opponents, referees, and the rules of the game. Losing a match is not failure. It is an opportunity to improve. Winning a match is not only about talent, but also about preparation, focus, and effort. These lessons are not only for sports but also for life. Football also teaches motivation. Every young player dreams of becoming a star, but only a few succeed. Those who succeed work hard, practice daily, and never give up. Stories of players rising from poverty, challenges, or injuries to become champions inspire millions. For example, Lionel Messi faced health problems as a child but never stopped practicing. His story teaches us perseverance and belief in ourselves. Football shows that hard work and dedication can overcome difficulties. So, my dear friends, modern football is a story of passion, talent, and connection. From small villages to giant stadiums, football has grown into a global phenomenon. It teaches us teamwork, discipline, respect, and perseverance. By learning English through football, you can improve vocabulary, practice sentences, and understand stories of courage and dedication. Football is not only about goals and matches, it is about people, dreams, and lessons for life. As we reach the present day, football continues to grow and inspire people worldwide. Today, football is more than a game, it is a global language. People from every country, culture, and background enjoy the sport. Children play in streets and parks, while professional players compete in stadiums filled with tens of thousands of fans. Football brings joy, excitement, and passion to millions of lives. Technology, media, and international competitions have made the game accessible to everyone, anywhere. Even someone living in a small village can watch a World Cup match on television or online. Modern football is also faster, more strategic, and more professional than ever. Players train for hours every day, learning skills, fitness, and tactics. Coaches develop advanced strategies, studying opponents and planning every move. Players use modern equipment, nutrition, and technology to improve their performance. Video analysis and data help teams understand strengths and weaknesses. Football has become a science as well as a sport. Fans not only watch goals but also study tactics, formations, and strategies. This makes the game more interesting and educational for young learners. Football today also celebrates heroes and role models. Players like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappé, and Megan Rapinoe inspire millions with their talent, dedication, and hard work. These players started as ordinary children, practicing in small fields, and through determination became stars. Their stories teach us that talent alone is not enough. Hard work, discipline, and persistence are essential. Football heroes encourage young people to dream big, set goals, and never give up. Learning English through these stories helps students connect language learning with real-life inspiration. Words like goal, assist, defender, and champion become meaningful in context. Another important aspect of modern football is the rise of women's football. Women's football is now celebrated worldwide. Professional leagues exist in many countries, and international tournaments like the FIFA Women's World Cup attract millions of viewers. Women players show skill, passion, and determination equal to men. Stars like Marta, Alex Morgan, Sam Kerr, and Lucy Bronze inspire young girls to play football and follow their dreams. Women's football teaches equality, perseverance, and courage. It reminds us that everyone, regardless of gender, can achieve greatness if they work hard and believe in themselves. Football also has a strong cultural and social impact. In many countries, football is part of daily life. People wear jerseys of their favorite teams, celebrate victories, and share stories of famous players. Football helps unite communities, regardless of differences in language, religion, or background. During difficult times, football provides hope and joy. After wars, natural disasters, or social problems, football matches have helped people smile, connect, and feel normal again. The game reminds us that joy can be found even in challenging moments. The global impact of football is also visible in education and personal development. Schools use football to teach teamwork, discipline, and leadership. Children learn to cooperate with teammates, respect rules, and practice patience. Playing football improves physical health, mental strength, and social skills. It teaches children how to handle success and failure, how to stay focused, and how to set and achieve goals. By learning English through football stories, students can improve their language skills while understanding valuable life lessons. Sentences like "the player passes the ball" or "the team wins the match" become easy and meaningful to understand. Football has also inspired stories of courage and achievement. For example, many players come from humble backgrounds, facing poverty, obstacles, or personal challenges. Yet, through determination and practice, they achieve greatness. Stories of Lionel Messi overcoming health issues, Cristiano Ronaldo rising from a small island in Portugal, or African players succeeding in international leagues inspire millions. These stories teach us that with hard work, dedication, and belief in ourselves, we can overcome difficulties. Football is not just a game. It is a symbol of hope and possibility. Another remarkable feature of football is its ability to teach respect and fairness. Players learn to respect referees, opponents, and rules. Fans also learn to appreciate talent and celebrate achievements, even of opposing teams. Football tournaments often teach young fans about honesty, sportsmanship, and teamwork. Losing a match gracefully or winning humbly are lessons that extend beyond the field. These lessons help students in real life, as they learn how to cooperate, follow rules, and deal with challenges respectfully. Football continues to evolve with modern technology. Online streaming, social media, and apps allow fans to follow every match, player, and moment. Video assistant referee (VAR) helps referees make fair decisions. Teams use data and analytics to improve performance. Even English learners can use these platforms to practice listening and reading skills. Commentary, interviews, and news about football provide real-life examples of simple English vocabulary and grammar. By watching matches and reading stories, learners can naturally improve their understanding of English. Now, my dear friends, let us think about the bigger lesson from the history of football. Football began as simple games in ancient times. It grew through villages, schools, and countries to become a global phenomenon. The game teaches teamwork, respect, discipline, perseverance, and courage. It inspires millions to dream, work hard, and never give up. Every match, goal, and story has a lesson for life. Football reminds us that even small beginnings can lead to great achievements. Every practice, every effort, and every challenge is a step toward success. As we finish our story today, remember that learning English can be like learning football. Start with simple steps, practice every day, and enjoy the journey. Watch football stories, read about players, and listen to matches in English. Every new word you learn, every sentence you understand, is like scoring a goal in your English journey. Be patient, keep trying, and celebrate every small success. Just as football teaches teamwork, English learning also grows faster when we share it with friends, teachers, or family. Football is more than a sport. It is a story of passion, history, and life. It teaches us about people, cultures, and values. It shows that dedication, practice, and belief in yourself can lead to greatness. As you watch matches or read stories, think about the lessons you can use in your life. Remember teamwork, respect, perseverance, and courage. These are the true goals of life, just like the goals scored on the football field. So, my dear friends, always keep learning through stories like football. Enjoy every lesson, every word, and every story. Let football inspire you to work hard, dream big, and never give up. English and football together can make learning fun, meaningful, and exciting. Keep your passion alive, follow your dreams, and remember that every small effort brings you closer to your goals. Your journey in learning in life is like a football match. Sometimes challenging, sometimes exciting, but always worth playing.